there's been this sort of gray area about guys who may or may not have used PEDs during their playing days. Now it seems like where the writers are allowing these guys with a cloud of suspicion into the hall. Why this class? Why Pudge Rodriguez is the guy who really could be looked back now as breaking down this barrier and door?
Yeah, no, I think Rodriguez's election is very significant because it really is the first player who was very detailed, accusation publicly that was out there to be elected to the Hall of Fame, whereas in other cases it's been a little more hazy. Look, I mean, it's very simple. Yesterday's election and results, it was all about these writers who have softened their stance over steroids. And you can talk about, this older voting bloc that has been sort of purged out, a younger voting bloc who, quite frankly, didn't ever cover the steroid era, and a lot of these players here now. So it's a changing dynamic in the voting group for sure. And, I think what you have now is, at the end of the day, a few dynamics. It's these voters now having the time to reflect on, what this all means, what does it mean to them in their vote. But it's also these younger voters who are relying on more empirical evidence that's cut and dried based on the numbers. And when you look at a guy like Pudge Rodriguez, his numbers are absolutely indisputable.
Of course, we should mention neither of these gentlemen have failed a drug test, so we need to get that out of the way. But what does this new change in voting attitudes mean specifically for next year, 2018? What happens, especially with Bonds and Clemens?
Yeah, well, 2018 is a very interesting year. I mean, there were a few guys who were kind of on the cusp and kind of knocking at the door, Vladimir Guerrero and Trevor Hoffman. And I think both of those guys do get in, and I think they both deserve to get in. And then you have, another sort of layer, Edgar Martinez, who is, I think, now going to become the new Tim Raines in that I think the stats-heavy guys who are sort of a part of this new generation, they're going to rally around Edgar Martinez because he has just staggering numbers. And then you have a lot of first-time ballot guys like Chipper Jones, who I think will get in. And then you have Jim Thome and Omar Vizquel, and even a Scott Rowland, who will be in the conversation. I don't think they'll get quite there, but I think Guerrero, Hoffman, and I think a Chipper Jones, that's going to be kind of a part of the class of 2018.